So, it's been 2+ hours. I went for a walk as soon as Ovechkin scored that late 3-2 goal. I needed to get out of here before you started raging about yet another Preds loss. I made sure to turn off my phone so you wouldn't text me saying you wanted to shoot the video early. Have you shot it? How are you doing, Johnny? You know, you think you'd be used to these losses by now.
I don't believe it. They won.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me they came back and won?
They, like right after you left, they reviewed Ovi's goal. Maybe it was going to be on a missed touching call that would have canceled the delayed penalty and would have canceled the eventual 3-2 goal. But officially, they said goal interference. And the Preds were able to kill off overtime. And then they won in a shootout. I can't believe it.
Yaroslav Askara!
Preds tie the Washington Capitals 2-2. And then everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the Washington Capitals 2-0 in the gimmick, thus winning the game 3-2 overall in the shootout Saturday night in Washington, D.C. and Capital One Arena. With a 27-save performance, 2 saves in overtime plus 2 more in the shootout, Yaroslav Askarov is the second youngest goalie in NHL history to record his first NHL win. Sorry for this shortened video tonight. I had old family friends visiting, and tomorrow being New Year's, I did want to make sure to get this video out to you before it gets too old. And I will just focus on the very good parts of this game and the real peak performances. But before we get there, yes, it was good that the Preds got out to a 2-0 lead. Luke Evangelista, I was prepared to nickname this Preds fan reaction Vincenzo. He gives the Preds a 1-0 lead in the first period. I thought, good, your mentality is in the right place after losing the very night before. And then, later on in the first period, the Preds go up 2-0 on a power play goal by Roman Josi. That goal tying him with Shea Weber for most goals by a defenseman in Preds franchise history. And I thought, hey, we're getting off to a nice start here. Oh, but then shortly later on, Mellenstein scores for the Caps to chip in to the Preds lead, making it 2-1. And I'm reminded, okay, it's not like the Caps have a great advantage here because they played the night before, lost badly in Long Island, just like the Preds lost in Detroit last night. So these two teams just have some cobwebs to shake off. Preds had a 2-1 lead after the first period. Preds had a good second period through the first half to just over halfway through the second period. They outshot the Caps 13-4 overall in the period, even though the Preds didn't score a goal. You had this great moment where Ethan Bear, who was a newly signed Capital, had a great chance that Askarov is able to scramble and make a save, and you got Alexander Carrier there for insurance to make sure the puck doesn't go in, keeping the Preds in front. And here's where the fun begins in the second period, because just over 7 minutes left in the second period, Luke Evangelista gets called for holding Nick Jensen. And there's some confusion in the moment because what the Preds broadcast was able to see was Jensen's retaliatory call. Now, as I have said, if there's just one play, just call it and don't call the embellishment. Or if the guy oversold it, just call the embellishment. This is one of those situations where, yes, you can call Luke Evangelista's holding call and Jensen was completely warranted. But if Jensen does anything in retaliation, which he did when he two-handed cross-checked Evangelista, Jensen's got to go there too. So even though on the ensuing power play, the Capitals don't score, it's still with the slight man advantage of Evangelista not able to get back into the play just as the penalty expires. And look who it is. It's Alexander Ovechkin. I had a feeling this was going to happen after he didn't score in the last time these two teams played. What was that? Only his 7th of the season. Oh my God. The Preds are lucky he's not even any remotely close to being hot. Anyways, that ties this game at 2. I would have preferred to have been 4-4, but knowing any luck with the Preds having their bad streak right now, they probably still would have figured out a way to tie it. And the Preds have to somehow salvage that this game, when they should be up by a lot more because they're playing pretty well in parts, is just a 2-2 tie after 2. In the third period, it was quite the third period, as overall each of these teams had 10 shots on goal apiece, trading chances throughout. 5 minutes and change remaining in regulation. You've got Luke Evangelista and Cole Smith charging at Shepherd's net for the Capitals, and it looks like, did that go in? Did that go in? And the refs vehemently waving off, and the Preds Bally Sports feed immediately goes to Marshall. But I say on Twitter, as do a lot of other Preds fans, it's like, that looked in, let me see a replay. But unfortunately, no, it did not fully go in before the ref blew the whistle. These two teams continue tied 2-2, and what's the point of talking about anything left in the remaining 5 minutes? Let's talk about what we all know is coming late in the third period. Just over a minute left to go in regulation. The Preds get called for a delayed penalty. Oh, goody. Just what Preds Nation needs to see. It's Luke Schenn drawing a delayed penalty. Why is he even out there to begin with? Shepherd gets summoned to the Capitals bench, and lo and behold, guess who comes out for the extra attacker? It's number 8, Alexander Ovechkin. And before long, before the Preds initially look like they get a stick on it, Alexander Ovechkin's second of the game, his 8th of the season only, but hey, he knows when to show up. And just like that, the Preds blow a 2-0 lead for the love of God. Wait, hold up. What was that? The refs are conferring. I can't hear you. Speak up. Get your mic to work, for crying out loud. You're the NHL. So apparently, as Bally Sports with Willie and C-Mace are speculating, did somebody touch the puck before Ovi was able to score? Yes. I don't know what the rule is. Somebody can clarify that for me. It looked like Gustav Nyquist did touch the puck. The Preds got away with this against the Flyers. There has to be a challenge, if there isn't already, where you can challenge that your team clearly touched the puck. So to prevent this, but the official rule by the refs, in this case, is that there was goalie interference with Yaroslav Askarov, so he wasn't able to make the save properly. Preds escape danger, tied at 2, but that means that the Preds are going to have to kill a penalty. Will they be able to get this game to overtime to ensure they at least get 1 point before, assumingly, the Capitals end it in the fourth period? Well, step 1 is done. The Preds kill off the portion of the power play that gets them to overtime. Congratulations to Yaroslav Askarov in playing his first NHL game that goes to overtime. The Preds killed off the first minute in regulation of Luke Schenn's penalty, and then Preds Nation is able to breathe a huge sigh of relief. They kill off the second half of the penalty in overtime, as these two teams are forced to play 4-4, because unless you get a whistle, you can't automatically force benches to convert their lineups on the ice back to 3-on-3. So you play 4-4 after a power play expires until you can get a whistle, and then you put lineups on the ice to make sure it's 3-on-3 in overtime. The Caps' best chance in overtime was probably with like 2.5 left to go, when Carlson had a great chance that Askarov was able to stop. Then, about a minute left to go in overtime, you think, okay, finally, here it is. Number 9, this is where it's going to end, right? Philip Forsberg drives into the Caps zone with Nyquist, and he whack away. It pops in, but oh, no, there's the whistle again. The Preds are sure it went in, the players at least, but they didn't challenge. They were fine with just playing on, but the Preds came oh so close in that moment to another Forsberg overtime winner. Because of that stoppage with the Forsberg faceoff when we thought he scored, these two teams are finally able to play a 3-on-3. The majority of overtime either with the Caps on a power play or 4-on-4. Just about a minute at 3-on-3. Neither team can score, so we're off to the second gimmick of the season for the Preds. In overtime, the Caps elect to shoot first, and first off, it's Evgeny Kuznetsov, one of Askarov's fellow countrymen back in Russia, who's going to go against him in this shootout. And you thought Ryan Johansson's slow Joe shootout attempts could be pretty bad, and I've heard other people make fun of him and criticize it. What the heck is with Kuznetsov? Yeah, it's legal where the puck is always going forward, but a stick isn't always on it. How is that freaking legal? He comes in with the puck, he makes sure it's always going forward so it can't get blown dead, and before Askarov can be ready for it, at the last possible second, Kuznetsov takes a shot, Askarov stops it, Preds with the advantage if they can score here next. You've got Gustav Nyquist, who goes in and around, but at least he's moving Kuznetsov as he goes in at the last possible moment, snaps it, roof job, pass, Shepard, Preds with the advantage after 1-0. And then next up, the Capitals send out Alexander Ovechkin. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this game isn't lost, but it's not so bad if Ovi scores here because the Preds will have the advantage of shooting next, and we still have Ryan O'Reilly or Forsberg or Yossi coming up. So, and what? Askarov stopped Ovi? His hero growing up back in Russia? Oh my God! Oh my God! I can't believe it! Askarov, the kid outdueled that legend just in that moment. And here it is. Ryan O'Reilly can put this one to bed. The Preds facing certain defeat with that Ovi go-ahead goal that had to be waved off late in regulation. Ryan O'Reilly goes in. He does exactly what Gustav Nyquist did and does the exact same move. Waits, sticks tight, beats Shepard, and the Preds walk off this one in the shootout. They are now a perfect 5 for 5 in shootout attempts this season. Win this game 2-0 in the shootout. Winning the game 3-2, giving Yaroslav Askarov his first NHL win, the second youngest goalie in NHL history to do so. Yeah, as I catch my breath here, still thinking about how they won that game. Okay, not the easiest, less pressure on the heart way to get to it, but they got the 2 points that they deserved to raise team morale. They got the kid the victory. I'm very happy to see UC Saros go to the net that Ryan O'Reilly scored in, the walk-off shootout winner to get the kid the win. I hope the Preds put out on social media tonight or tomorrow the belt going to him in the locker room from whoever got it after the Flyers win, because that kid certainly deserved it for staring down his 2 heroes from Russia in Evgeny Kuznetsov and Alexander Ovechkin with those 2 shootout attempts. The end of 2023 is upon us. If you told me before the season started that by New Year's this team would have 20 wins in 37 games, I would take it. Don't fool yourself. You would take it too, considering the fact that we weren't supposed to be like a division favorite, but maybe on the berth of maybe making the playoffs come April. This is certainly a good stepping stone to get you there. You're finally over the hump, I would say, after the disaster that was last Saturday. You saw it with the possibility of being there with how it played out in Detroit. Yeah, you didn't finish off great, and you could have turtled after blowing the 2-0 lead, but you pulled yourself together after that disallowed Washington goal and thought, boys, we still got this. Let's do this, and you did it, and I can't show you any disapproval. You guys got the job done. Now, enjoy tomorrow with your families when you get back home to Nashville and January 1st, and come ready to play against an up-and-coming team that isn't going to make the playoffs this year in Chicago, but they're going to give you a hell of a fight because they're your division rival. They're your little brother now, okay? Do not let them off the mat for an instant on Tuesday, and start 2024 off on the right foot Tuesday night. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Things feel a lot better after a Preds victory, don't they? You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name and interact with me during every Pred's name. Tell all your friends about Predemption. I have the patience to see this channel grow and grow as this team gets better and better with these young kids under Bruno's system. And I wish all of you a very safe and happy New Year. All the best to you and yours in 2024.